All right, we're live. Welcome everybody on the live stream. My name is Tom Challan. We are going to go ahead and get started in about just a few more seconds here. Just dialing in on the conference bridge for those of you that are on the road or not able to watch the live stream on Facebook or Periscope. Today's call is going to be a good one. It's going to be a great call today. All right, we're almost live. What's up? Who is that? Who is that? All right, for those of you that are watching the replay, what up, Toronto? For those of you that are watching the replay, I want to say hi. Again, my name is Tom Challan. My wife, Kim, and I right here have been in the direct marketing building teams now for over 20 years. We our last business that we built, we finally learned how to not just learn how to recruit at our highest level possible, where we were enrolling 1 to 3 people every single day. That turned into 500 people in 1 year, 300 people the next year, and pretty much even on a very part-time hours, we recruit no less than 100 people every single year as we're building our home-based business. But we built teams of 40 to 60,000 people in less than 2-year periods by doing something that very few people do in our industry. Do it while having a life. Do it while having leverage. And today, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about why do your team members that you enroll, why do so many not do anything? Why do people with really good people skills, that it seems like they have good people skills, they seem sharp, they seem motivated, they seem hungry, and you guys going to the pool? Yeah. How funny. You guys are in my shot, but I think that's totally awesome. Why do so many good people join your team, our industry, but for whatever reason, they don't do anything, or they struggle, they get frustrated, sometimes they quit, sometimes they go to another company, sometimes they blame you, that it's all your fault of why they're failing or they're not succeeding. So why is this? That's what we're going to talk about. But more importantly, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what to do about it. That's the bottom line. What do you do about all the people that don't succeed in your home-based business, and how do you fix that? And that's what I'm most excited about today. So, baby, you got to put the other cord in. Remember, this one doesn't work. Your battery's going dead on the top live stream. All right, so let's dive into it. By the way, for those of you that maybe have to jump on and jump off, our website for free videos, free training is priorityteam.com. Priorityteam.com, and you can get a lot of training there. What's up, Mr.? Is that Clayton Kearns with a new hashtag name? Good to see you out there, brother man. All right, so let's talk about it. It's very interesting. Probably one of the biggest blessings that I have the privilege to do is work with some incredible people, men and women, on a one-on-one coaching basis over the last 8+ years now. Not to mention being in the trenches with my team members and just being probably the most baffling thing I'll ever experience about being in businesses is answering this one question: why do so many people fail? Why do so many people have a hard time recruiting, getting customers, building a business? If network marketing is so simple, why do so many people struggle? So I'm going to break down what over 90 boot camps, recruiting boot camps, have taught me, and one-on-one coaching clients for 8 years straight now, pretty much every single day now for many, many, many years, because I see the pattern, not with 1 or 2 people, not with 5 or 10 people, not with 50 or 100 people, but the hundreds upon hundreds of people that I've worked with. I'm seeing the same pattern, and that pattern is the same in all of network marketing. It's the reason why a huge majority of people don't succeed. So let's start breaking it down. And how to overcome it. So number one, and then not in any particular order, the reason, and I'm going to say this first though, and just stick with me for 1 more second. I was listening to this great leader this morning, and he was doing a live training, and he was talking about there's very few people teaching recruiting strategies that are systematic and step by step. Because logically for an engineer brain or logically for an analytical personality, it makes incredible sense to certain people that the recruiting process is like a formula, kind of like internet marketing or affiliate marketing or setting up a traditional corporation or small business or a franchise, kind of like McDonald's. But there's something that breaks a step-by-step system when it comes to recruiting. It's because I could put together the perfect systematic 10 steps to bringing in a brand new prospect, someone that you're talking to about your business. I could develop, and I do have a step-by-step. So it's not, I do have a step-by-step process, but it doesn't matter if you have the perfect 10-step system, systematical, methodical process, charted out perfectly. Most people will still not succeed in network marketing when it comes to recruiting. And it's because people don't know that they've spent the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years. They just don't know that they don't know when they're speaking, that they're speaking with unsuredness. They're speaking as if they're speaking, but all they're doing is they're trying to get through their agenda of prospecting them. So as they're saying the words, let's say they're using a script book, and I'll just say this, let's just say this is a script book. You know, they're calling their prospect and they're saying, they're just going through the words on the script to talk to brand new prospects about their business. You know, so you call someone up, you say, hey, I'm calling you back in reference to the information that you requested about working from home. And you start getting into it and asking them, so what do you do for a living and all those kind of things. And you ask good questions. What I find that most people do that don't know that they're doing it is when they're having natural conversation with me coaching, they are energetic, they're flowing with questions and conversation, and they sound normal. But when they get in the zone of reading a script, for whatever reason, people make the process about them. They make the process about them, and the way that I know that is because fear starts to creep up, even a little bit, for some people a lot. Unsuredness, insecurity starts to raise its head. And look, I'm not talking about insecure people. Some of the most confident, strong, A-personality people struggle with fear. It's just hidden and deep. It's hidden by a lot of pride sometimes. So it's just something that I've been really it's just such a blessing that I feel like God's just illuminating this in my clients. And I've been getting so crystal clear, seeing it in so many of my clients. And see, here's the challenge. If you or your team members are gripped with, of course, fear, if they're thinking in their mind that they can't recruit anybody because they haven't succeeded yet, if they're worried about what they're going to do with them once they get them started, if they're just whatever, nervous, or they're having a self-sabotaging belief, if they're having any of those thoughts, then they're going to have a hard time recruiting. And then here's a big one. And I talk about this a lot. And if you've been a part of my training, you hear it a lot. And this is the part of my training that I know a lot of people get numb to. I told someone this morning, and I'm going to tell each one of you, I've never said this before. Until you understand what I'm about to say right now, I would not stop going through my boot camp, my recruiting boot camp, until you're at least enrolling 2 people a week. Because if you're not enrolling 2 people at your top package per week in your direct sales business, in your network marketing business, you are doing something wrong that you don't know that you're doing. Whether it's you're speaking with a lack of confidence, whether you're self-sabotaging the way that you're thinking is translating into what's coming out. Whether whether you're talking too much, and this is the thing I want to tell you, is that talking too much about facts and figures, the difference between recruiting with facts and figures about how great your comp plan is, about how great your products are, about how great your upline or your leadership or XYZ is, compared to recruiting with emotion, compared to recruiting by keeping your answers and your communication simple, short, strategic, and non-detail factual. Okay? I'm going to break this down here in a second, because if you get this, and I'm getting deep right now, this is some heavy stuff right now, but look, if recruiting was simple, people would be recruiting people at will. Recruiting is the simplest thing in the world, but until you get it, it feels like the most frustrating, challenging process I've ever gone through in my life. And I don't know how else to say it. It's simple, but so many people struggle because they don't know that for the last 30 years, you've been talking too much, or your team member's been talking too much. For 30 years, they think they're a great conversationalist, but the reality is, it's when they talk, they make the whole process about building relationships and connecting with even family, friends, relationships, coworkers, and for sure it translates when they join your home-based business. It translates into selling, giving facts and figures. Oh, here's how my comp plan works. Here's how great here's how great our compensation is. I told someone this morning on a one-on-one coaching call that blew her away. Because most people they lead. Not only do they lead with the product, they over-explain how great the product is. And again, that may sound weird why you wouldn't need to do that in extreme details. But when I enroll people, when I was enrolling 1 to 3 people every day, I would even get people that would listen to my calls. I mean, that I would enroll in the business, and they would ask me these questions. So Tom, what products are we marketing again? Because they didn't join me because they thought our product was the best product in the history of the world. They didn't join because I was with XYZ Rockstar Network Marketing Company. They joined me because I did the right things, followed the process. I knew what it takes to get you, the prospect, to say yes. Okay? I knew exactly what it took for you to say yes to getting involved in business with me. So the difference between your people struggling is first off identifying that every single person can succeed in your home-based business. And the thing that separates the 6-figure earners and the people that kind of spin their wheels for a long time are the ones who say, you know what? I don't care what it takes. If I'm not recruiting, if you're not recruiting, if your team members are not recruiting 2 people per week consistently every single week, there's a reason why, and it's your job personally for you to figure out why you're personally, first off, not recruiting 2 people per week. And then, of course, helping your team. And I'm going to share with you how to help your team members, because there's always a reason why you're not recruiting. And you have to continually get training, like go through the boot camp, listen to the recordings, do it over and over and over. Because people that talk too much, because ego is the thick, sometimes is so thick, because people normally don't ever think they don't normally understand. Our human brains, unfortunately, especially when people are new to network marketing, especially when they're new to not just personal growth or leadership growth or having the ability to have the right skills to be able to recruit people. They just don't get that they talk way too freaking much because they have so many friends and family. They think their relationships are so strong. They think they have good connection with their husband or their wife. But the reality is they've gone 30, 40, 50, sometimes 60 plus years in their life with a level of people skills specifically good enough to get the majority of people to say yes. Did you guys catch that? If you're not recruiting 2 people a week, your level of people skills specifically for prospecting is not high. Now look, if you're working 1 hour a week, that's a different story. But if you're working at least 10 hours, 7+ hours a week, you should be enrolling 2 people a week. Now it doesn't mean this week. It doesn't mean next week or the week after, the month after. Maybe it might take you 2 or 3 months to build up the skill and to rip out the fear and rip out the talking too much. Breaking a 20-year habit for your 30-year-old or 40-year-old that you just enrolled, breaking a spirit of fear or breaking a self-sabotaging thought pattern or breaking the process of your your team member not making the recruiting process about them or the company, but making it solely about the prospect. Solely taking these ears and making these ears like illuminating to where you become one of the best listeners in the world, where you can not only listen, but you can discern and hear, like we talked about last week. You can hear the needs. You can hear their strengths. You can start to process faster and take notes of what those people, what they really want, what they're really afraid of, why they want to join a home-based business, but why they haven't joined the last 10 people that called them, why they haven't joined the last 10 unprofessional people, the last 20 companies that they've been pitched over the last 20, 30 years of their life. Do you guys get this? So here's the answer in wrapping up this live stream today is what to do about it. Number 1, you have to fight for you to break whatever it is that you need to break. And trust me, it's going to probably take a few one-on-one coaching calls or multiple boot camps, multiple priority networker courses or something, whether it's me or a Danny Johnson or some trainer that has proven results, not just on what to say systematically. Trust me, I could give you the perfect system for recruiting. I can give you the perfect words. I'm telling you, what breaks down in systems and network marketing processes is people's heads. It's habits that need to be crushed. And without that, replication doesn't fly. It doesn't explode. Leadership only explodes. It only expands. It only sustains. It only keeps going as fast as your team members' crap is broken, the fear, the self-sabotage. As soon as their crap's broken a little bit or a lot, as soon as the ego's finally humbled and they're saying, okay, I'm not gonna listen to that boot camp. I am gonna digest it. I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna tear it apart until I get in my head that I talk too much. I'm telling you, talking too much is just as bad. In my opinion, it might be harder than breaking alcoholism. And trust me, I don't know for sure. I've never been an alcoholic, but I just look at the pattern of people that talk too much, say too much, give too many analytical facts. And I hear it every single day. And I don't know how else to get it across that it's so simple to break that, but for some of you and your team members, it's hard. But the way that you're gonna get paid the big dollars, the way that you're gonna transform lives, yours and your team members, is by finally having that breakthrough for you. See, if you're struggling in network marketing, you're working too much maybe you're striving too much, maybe you're frustrated as heck, maybe you've been doing this, spending money too long. As soon as you have your breakthrough, it's going to feel so worth it and so simple. And all those things I just mentioned isn't a network marketing problem that you're struggling with. It's a you challenge. It's a me challenge. My failures is not because, well, sometimes it's a company. I mean, it's flat out, sometimes the company just sucks eggs and does something really stupid. Or outside circumstances with government organizations, or things happen in all business. Network marketing's not, it happens in network marketing more times than I even want to even go into right now. But the majority of the time, it's us. And the one thing that we can control is breaking that in us, becoming who you truly were called to become. And I know it sounds crazy, but the breakthrough that you need to have and your team is the breakthrough in something that needs to be ripped out of who you are. More importantly, who you can become, getting back to what you were born to be, which is bold, purpose-driven, with a calling that's bigger than you can possibly imagine. You were created for a very specific purpose, and part of that purpose is that transformation. So it's not just about network marketing thing. It's not just a recruiting thing. This is way bigger than that. But what's really cool about a breakthrough in recruiting, what's really cool if you have the ability to recruit 2 people a week, every single week, like clockwork, month in, month out, year in, year out. And by the way, 2 is a minimum. Some of you, your best is going to be way better than that. I'm just saying 2, if you're not recruiting 2 people a week, why? There's a reason why, and you've got to challenge that every single day. So what you want to do is you've got to learn to become unstoppable of taking your people, you first, and then your people to whatever training that will help your people what to do, what to say, what not to say, and more importantly, the breakthrough type training that will help them get past their excuses, their fears, their egos, their doubts. And look, even if you can do it, it's so hard to keep recruiting, duplicating training, and be that kind of a high-level coach, even if you have the skill set. So I personally, of course, I'm biased. I would personally just plug them into my training or someone's training that is proven to get those kind of breakthroughs like I've done over the last 8 years with not only my team personally, but also thousands and thousands of people that have gone through my boot camps and trainings over the years. So I'm going to give you my website, everybody, real quick. And then if anybody has any questions on Periscope or Facebook, go ahead and type it in the chat. And if someone could do me a favor, type in my website, please. It's priorityteam.com. It's priorityteam.com. And I have tons of free training videos. Make sure you just fill in your name, your email on there, and I'll send you out a whole video series, and you'll have access to all the different live streams. When I'm going live, you'll be able to see when we're going live with these different trainings. I put everything into these trainings, and certain times throughout the week, it's free, where you get to see if this is the kind of training system that you would want to plug into you as well as your team. So thank you so much for being here today, and I really appreciate it. You have an incredibly blessed week, and if you're not recruiting 2 people a week, what are you doing? Right? And as soon as you have that breakthrough, it's shocking. When you're leading by example, it's amazing how many people on your team will get rid of their excuses. You're going to be able to help so many more people break through their fears, their doubts, their self-sabotage, their talking too much, when you have your own transformation. Now, there's so much more I could tell you with that, but I'm going to keep this. I'm going to do my best to keep this one a little bit shorter today. Have an incredibly blessed day. Thank you for joining me on the live stream. For those of you that are watching the replay of this, God bless you. Again, my name is Tom Challan with PriorityTeam.com, and I'll see you in the next live stream. God bless you guys.